Hello, let me tell you something awesome if you want to start a podcast and you don't have the funds to do so. And if you haven't heard of Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And it has everything you need in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Easy to use. If I can use it, anybody can use it. Also, when hosting on Anchor, you get to distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more, and which is something you don't have to do nothing. Anchor does everything for you. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place, and best of all, Anchor is totally free. Check it out right now. Start a podcast. I cannot wait to hear you speak.
Hello and welcome to Truck Stop Murder True Crime Podcast. I be Gary Howard. Thank you for tuning in. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm currently in Douglas, Georgia right now, waiting on a load I delivered here. And I'm waiting, so I'm taking the best opportunity, my opportunity to do this. This is one of my Friday episodes. Like I said, I'm going to start doing these Friday episodes where, well, I say Friday, I never know when I'm going to do them. I'll do them when I do them, I guess. With being with my schedule, it's really hard to try to get a, a set schedule, which hopefully one day I would love to do this full time to make better material and whatnot. But yeah, if you're a return listener, always thank you for your support. Much, I'm very grateful for you. Also, if you're a new listener, thank you. And on this, let me tell you about this podcast. What I do is I'm trying to do like a 3-part series on these per week if I can. Mondays being murderers that was executed after 1976 when they reinstated the death penalty. Also, on Wednesdays is my regular one. That's the one that will have the truck stop in it, which usually a resolved murder, usually life in prison, whatnot. And then on Fridays, I'm gonna try to do. This is what in theory, I want to do, but with my like I said, my schedule don't work. I'm gonna do missing and unsolved. Where today is, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put a truck stop in this. I'm gonna start putting truck stops in all of them. I think I could probably do that. I'm not going to run out. I might cover some twice, maybe. I don't know, or look for small mom and pop truck stops. They don't necessarily have to be Love's, TA, or whatnot. But this one is a Love's, and it's in my home state of Texas. So we're talking about the Love's travel stop in Texas, in Midlothian, Texas. And I've been here, and it is not. People don't like this place at all. It's a 1.8 out of 191 reviews. It has a 1.8 rating, which a lot of truck stops around Dallas. It's right southwest of Dallas, kind of like between Fort Worth and Dallas. If you're looking at go narrow it down in the middle of the two cities, is right there. As of 13 hours, all this is from Truckers Path, by the way. As of 13 hours ago, it said lot filled, which was last night. It might be opening. It's probably pretty busy because of that. Distribution centers there. It's really commercial area, so a lot of trucks going in and out. It's on U.S. Highway 287, exit U.S. Highway 67 North, U.S. Business 287. And there you go. It says there's 40 spots. Most Loves are the same. So if you see one Love, you basically see them all. What changes is maybe the restaurant. They kind of cycle through Wendy's and Arby's. They have 5 showers, overnight parking, Wi-Fi, scales, basic Loves. If you want to know the actual physical address to it, it's 1501 West Highway 287, Midlothian, Texas 76065. And people, like I said, they don't like it. A lot of negative reviews about it. So if you're traveling through there and you stopped here and you're hungry, what was there to eat? Well, like I said, there you have the Love's truck stop, which I love. I say this all the time, but they are amazing. I love their jalapeno. They have 2 hot dogs. I think it's like for $4, and they have a new bun that's really good. But their jalapeno and cheese, I yeah, they're amazing. I love them. I need to get them every chance I get. But you have Arby's right there. And then this is a Pizza M buffet places. You avoid that place unless you just like trash pizza. Then go ahead and go there. But if you want a little bit better, which I don't care, I like Little Caesars. 1 mile, you feel like traveling a little bit. I don't think they deliver. Well, I don't know. Maybe Grubhub does. Might bring it to you. As for why would you be going through Dallas? Well, I could go list on and on and on. You could have went to my True Crime Podcast Festival that happened August 30th, I believe was. I forgot the date, but up there in Dallas. But there's a lot of stuff to do in Dallas. Go see where Kennedy got shot, museums, all kinds of stuff. See the Dallas Cowboys fail miserable. Don't did I go there? Oh, like I have room to speak. Just look at the Bears record. Brutal. So let's talk about what people think about this place, and they are not happy. Let's start with the one. There's not too many. I was looking through them. I didn't see three is about the top. Oh, there's a five. Best to try and get here by 1500 is a 5-star review by the New Testament. But other than that, most are just all bad reviews. Bad truck stop. A lot of trailers without tractors. I asked them why. She told me that. I'm gonna read this as is written. I know I'm not the best of talker as it is. If you listen to my podcast, you would know this. But bad truck stop, a lot trailers without tractor. I asked them why. She told me that they have right to parking and the police moving the trucks in the fire lane. Okay, so don't park in the fire lane. 1-star review. Simple, dirty. Okay. 1-star review. Always amazing to me the filth you find in this so-called first world country with no rats. It is like a picture of a rat that we can see during the day. I worked at the Hongdong Zonghua shipyard in Shanghai, China a few years back, and while China's filthy, populated place and huge, let me see, I can't, but yeah, he goes on and on talking about how nasty the place is, compares it to China. Okay, here you go, another 1-star review. Both the showers and the men's restroom is out of service. The only thing is the outhouse behind the store. Go elsewhere. Well, it's not an outhouse. It's kind of like a building, little trailer. They were working when I was there, but I've seen loves where they use them. It's not too bad. You can actually go in a building. It's not an outhouse like you shit in the ground or anything. This is why, because they're under construction. No showers at the moment out of half of the stock. So yeah, once they remodel, of course they have to fix that. How are they supposed to fix the restrooms if you're in there taking a shit? Okay, 1 more star review. Horrible place and try to park. Don't waste your time. I could go on and on. I'm gonna go with 3 more. Ever spent a shower? Every spent a shower credit and then walked into the shower room and turned right back around to sponge bath in the truck. Come here and you'll want to spend 49 minutes in the fuel lane a decides he wants to get lunch and eat it, then take his 30. Okay. Hate this place, 2-star. Hate this place, but I needed fuel. Really, there's if he waited till he's about to run out of gas, I mean diesel, he's something where maybe he needs a plan. No, I hate when people say this trip plan, but this is something you can do. There's other loves around that place you could have went and fueled. Okay, 1 more. Small parking lot full of drop trailers and bobtail trucks. Fuel lanes were busy and store was busy. 2 lots of trucks making the home parking. We were here at 1400 on Monday. But yeah, I could go on and on about how people are bitching about the nastiness of it, the remodeling, the truck drop trailers as everybody does. I'll go 1 more review, 3-star review. Around 5:30 a.m., local police were waking up drivers to leave the area. A bomb threat was called in, and then the decent place, other than that decent place to park. A bomb threat. Okay, but yeah, as you can see, I'm going through these. There's a 5-star, 4-star, but there's too many. Wait, I'm gonna leave on a good note. All this negativity, little bit says this place has a small amount of parking, but the shower is hot and the water pressure is good. If you're able to find parking and need a shower, this is a good place to stop. That was 1 year ago. So yeah, I guess they changed because a year ago I'm looking at all these reviews and they're all positive. So maybe they just went down shit hill and maybe shithawks went flying and circling and dropping their shit everywhere and get Leahy park trailer park supervisor to fix this shit up. If you know that, that's from Trailer Park Boys. But all right, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about, like I said, it's an unsolved murder, but there's a lot of video footage on it, everything like that. Also, this is a case also I learned from a podcast I listened to called All Crime No Cattle. That's a Texas-based podcast. They talk about things in Texas, crimes and murder, but basically just they stay in the state of Texas. Where like I travel around the United States, but they check them out. I didn't know about this until I heard it on their podcast. But yeah, the murder of Missy Bevers is, like I said, this is right south of there, right south of Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas. But let's talk about Missy Bevers. Missy Bevers was born August 9th, 1970, in the city of Graham, Texas, the middle child in the family. She was born Terry Leanne Strickland, but went by the name Missy for most of her life. Missy met her husband, Brandon Bevers, and the couple married on June 20th, 1998. She went back to school and started working as a teacher's assistant. It was here where she landed a job working in a special education, a perfect job for Missy. So, after Missy and Brandon welcomed their first child together, Missy decided to stay at home with her daughters, which is amazing, which they're still working. As the children got older, she decided to start a career in fitness and become a popular group fitness instructor. Popular, yeah. She loved helping other people get them fit and everything. So on the evening of April 17th, 2016, Missy Bevers was at home. She made several Facebook posts about her 5 a.m. Camp Gladiator boot camp class the following morning. This would be her last Facebook post ever. So, of course, it was raining that day, real bad thunderstorm. Normally she did it outside, Beaver. Yeah, outside in the parking lot because there'll be more room. But before dawn on April 18th, 2016, there was a heavy thunderstorm that went through that night in the middle of Midlothian. The night before, of course, her murder, I told that already. Beavers informed her students that the fitness class would be held inside as opposed to the typical site of the parking lot. Bevers was last seen on the surveillance tapes arriving at 4:18. Shortly after 5 a.m., students entered the class, stumbling upon Beaver's body. Beaver was pronounced dead not long after the police arrived. So what happened? What happened? There's a lot of video, which I'll post the videos on my Facebook groups, on all Twitter, Instagram, and all of that once I post this update on my new episode. But let's what they find. Beavers was found with several puncture wounds to the head and chest. A police warrant alleged that these wounds were consistent with tools the suspect was carrying throughout the building. So, like I said, he's just walking around earlier. Although police did not confirm whether it was the weapon of the murder, the hammer was found alongside other tools near Beaver's body. Police turned their eyes into the surveillance cameras, although outside cameras were not working the day of the murder as usual. Internal cameras were functioning well. Tapes around 4 a.m. appears to show the suspect of an unknown gender and identified walking in the church hallways and smashing glass with a hammer to break in door. Interestingly, the suspect wore SWAT police outfit and tactical gear from the head to the toe, including a police-marked vest, a black helmet, and a black pair of gloves. Bevers was in the midst of transporting her exercise gear from her truck to the church when she met the suspect. Release tapes don't show the suspect's encounter with Beaver, and Midlothian police would not reveal where they have crossed paths. So there's no video of them. There's no video of them together or when they interacted. They're keeping it all hush hush, but you can see a lot on the video. So yeah, at first the suspect surely looked to investigators like a man. However, police had a change of heart later, stating in a warrant that it appeared the suspect had a phenomenon gait, G-A-I-T, gait. Investigators shared other potential clues. The suspect appeared to be walk slowly, sometimes steadying himself or herself with the wall, and having trouble moving his right leg or foot or leg. In 2001, a forensic podiatrist, Podiatris, what can I, podiatrist, contested. Let me tell my wife makes so much fun of me because I come across some words and she'll just start busting up laughing. I'll be, what? She goes, you idiot. That's not how you say that. And I said, well, and I came arguing, she says it right. Then it's like, boy, maybe I need to go to school and learn how to read words. and here I'm doing a podcast. Go figure. Alleging that gate is affected by the weight of. They said it can't be. Forensic pathologists tested it, saying it is because of the weight of the gear and everything like that. That's why with the slow walk, and it doesn't make gender. It doesn't reveal what type of gender she is. Just it was a lot of heavy weight. And this person was like 5'3", 5'7", so not a big person. Initially, police considered burglary a motive. However, they were unable to find anything missing, implying the suspect did not steal. Bevers left behind valuables. Beavers left behind valuables, among them her purse and an iPad. Sources revealed to WFAA the police now believe Beavers. I won't keep saying Bevers because I did a case of the Bever brothers up in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. If you haven't listened to that, go back and check it out. Two crazy boys who wanted to be famous and killed their whole family. But they did one survive. So two survived because their one sister, but I'm not going to go in depth. If you want to know more about it, the Bever brothers. Beavers was not only targeted, but the suspect planned to make the crime appear as it was a burglary gone wrong. One of the warrants filed by the police claimed that the suspect possessed a smartphone with which he might have stalked Bever's schedules and recorded her murder. And we don't know. I would like to know that. Not that I want to see the murder, but it seems like if they had that or some kind of evidence, if they knew they had it, they could figure out the IP address. But there's probably a lot there that we don't know about. Additionally, police search warrants allege that Beavers received creepy and strange messages from an unknown male on LinkedIn. Police also believe that Beavers might have conversed with her murderer preceding the crime. Law enforcement was able to track down a person of interest who spoke with Beavers over LinkedIn during Beavers' last month, but the person stated that the conversation was ultimately flirty and just flirty, nothing more than that. As usual, Beaver's relatives were questioning the alibis of Brandon, who is Missy's husband, and Randy, who is Missy's father-in-law. We seem to have the same kind of limp as the suspect in the video. Checked out, Brandon was in Mississippi fishing, and while Randy was in California traveling, suspicions was roused when a published search warrant reported Randy 4 days after the murder, going to a dry cleaner a bloody shirt that he wanted to wash. Randy later explained the blood as dog blood spilled that was put on by two dogs fighting. So he tried to split up his dog and another dog fighting, and that's where the blood came from. The police performed a forensic test on it, and the shirt confirmed that it was no animal. It was human. It was not human blood, but it was dog blood. So, of course, after many investigations trying to figure out the tape, now there's video of a car that pulled up before where they think the murder happened, flashing lights, and they think that might be connected to it, but they're not for sure. But it could have been somebody who was seeing if she was there now or seeing if they could get in. I don't know. And then there's the video of the suspect pulling in. Also, there's a right now. Initially, reward was set for $10,000 before doubling to $20,000 and raising to $50,000. So they're putting their money where their mouth is, and they want to figure out what happened to her. There's a reward of $150,000 for information potentially helpful in capturing the suspect. According to police, Midlothian police, tips are received about the case on a daily basis. As of 2022, a podcast called, and I haven't listened to this one, but on Wikipedia here it mentions their name, so I'll mention them as well. Maybe they're the one who posted this Wikipedia page. Who knows? But I'll listen to that actually. True Crime Broads discussed the case and was first True Crime Broads. I love it. I gotta listen to it now. That's his name is True Crime Broads. Discussed the case and was first launched with the intention of keeping people talking about this case. The podcast creators also maintain a billboard advertising the 150,000 reward for any information that could help solve this murder. So they are doing what they can to try to solve this. They're not just basically what I'm doing is just talking about it. But yeah, Oak Farm Dairy is still offering $10,000 reward for information linked to the captive of Missy's killer too. Anyone with any information can share tips with the police by texting MIDL and a tip to 847-411. I think that's where you text that to this number, 84741, or call on Ellis County Crime Stoppers at 972-937-7297. But there's the case of the murder of Missy Bevers. Like I said, if you want, I just went over, there's a website called Cold Case Murders, and it's actually a podcast, I believe. I've never heard of it. I'm going to check that out as well. But they're called Forensic Tales. Now, don't get confused with Forensic Files, but it's a Forensic Tales. Go check them out, as I will, and Wikipedia. And also, like I said, All Crime No Cattle covered it on their podcast not too long ago. They do a pretty decent. They do the case and always in with good news. So check them out. Also, I saw on YouTube Dr. Grande did a case on it. Now his theories on it. Let's go with the theories like my friend over at Texas 1031 do. They questions and theories, and I think he wraps it up on the Dr. Grande's. He thinks that maybe somebody. He don't think it was a burglary gone wrong because the way you look at the video, he's actually looking for something. He's not stealing nothing. So he thinks maybe he knew maybe the cameras wasn't working outside, that he's been stalking it. Plus, she put all the information on Facebook where she's going to be and everything. So somebody has something against them. I don't know. And plus, I think there's like some well, I'm not going to go anything after that because everything I heard about her marriage with her husband is questionable because there's a lot of different things. So I thought it'd be best not to say nothing. But yeah, somebody had it in for her for some reason. Knew she was going to be there at that time. Was able to break into the place, which I don't understand why there are surveillance cameras, but why not alarms? It seems like you'd have alarms if you go as far as put surveillance cameras. But it's a church, and a lot of people. Well, then again, there's a lot of expensive recording equipment. Because I know when I went to church back in River Oaks in Porter, Texas, they did have a lot of recording speakers and mixing boards, stuff like that. So they had quite a bit. And if you're a junkie and just want to fix, yeah, it would be nothing just to break in. But they had a security with sensors and all that stuff. So yeah, there you go. Murder of Missy Bevers. Hopefully we can solve that. I know my wife was excited when I told her I was going to do that because she said there's not really much on this case and it really needs to be put out there. And there's video of the person kind of like the Delphi girls, which is fine. I was about to say something. I don't want somebody to take it out of context, which is fine. But yeah, they're just really shoving up that case down our throat because they have the video. Same thing here. They have video of the person walking through the church. Why can't they put something together? And it's been cold for what happened since 2000 and let me see, where's it at? 2018, and there goes my internet. 16, I think it was. But yeah, right now when I do record, it's hard because I have to depend on my Wi-Fi. I use my phone as a hotspot, and right now where I'm at, Douglas, Georgia, signal sucks. But anyhow, there you go. If you'd like to tell of that case, please rate and review anywhere you go. I've been told iTunes is the place to be. That's where a lot of the big companies, help sponsorship, help listeners. I'll continue to do this regardless. As of right now, it's been free. Nobody has to pay a dime. And I do this. A lot of people would have quit already, but my wife enjoys me telling the stories. Like I'm a truck driver. I'm not just truck driving podcaster, but I actually am a truck driver. And this is one way, maybe indirectly, I could talk to my wife, do stories, and then we have something to conversate about. So yeah, rate and review. Also, my email address is truckstopmurder@gmail.com, and it's been kind of empty. Like I said last week, if you just send me an email, say hello, something, I'm always up for conversation. My Facebook group, Truck Stop Murder and True Crime Podcast. You also find me on Instagram at Truck Stop Murder and on Twitter at Truck Murder. But all right then, I'll leave you at that. Let's see if we can find some fellow Texans or anybody to figure out who killed Missy Bevers. Y'all have a good one. And like I said, you can't fix stupid, but you can sure numb it with a 2x4. I am out of here.
Huh?